The holographic projection flickered to life in the grand chamber of the Galactic Council, casting an eerie blue glow across the assembled representatives of 47 species. Anachin stood at the center of the transmission, her dark eyes cold and resolute. Behind her, the ruins of New Geneva smoldered, a testament to the Council's catastrophic miscalculation. Members of the Galactic Council, Anna began, her voice steady despite the weight of what she carried. This will be humanity's final diplomatic communication. Consider it our epitaph, or yours. Ambassador Krell of the Zinthari Empire shifted uncomfortably in his crystalline seat. 3 months ago, he had laughed when Anna warned them. 3 months ago, the Council had unanimously voted to ignore humanity's plea for restraint. Anna continued. 72 days ago, your fleet entered our solar system. 68 days ago, we asked you to leave. 67 days ago, we begged. 65 days ago, we threatened. You responded with bombardment. On Earth, in the subterranean command center beneath the Australian outback, Alexander Morrison watched the transmission from his station. His fingers danced across holographic controls, coordinating humanity's response with the precision of a conductor leading a symphony of destruction. The young tactical officer had spent 5 years at the academy preparing for first contact. None of his training had prepared him for this. Sir, his second-in-command whispered, the Council fleet is moving to intercept our broadcast. Alexander's jaw tightened. Let them try. They need to hear this. Anna's image remained steady as explosions bloomed in the sky behind her. You believed our warnings were bluffs. You saw our reluctance to militarize as weakness. You interpreted our desire for peace as inability to wage war. She paused, letting the words sink in. You forgot to ask yourselves a simple question. Why would a species capable of splitting atoms, bending space-time, and rewriting genetic code limit themselves to a single star system? In the council chamber, the Severian delegate's tentacles curled in distress. This is propaganda. Humanity lacks the technology. The transmission cut to a new feed. Alexander had uploaded it personally, timing it to perfection. The screen showed the dark side of Neptune, where something massive stirred. The Oort cloud monitoring stations had detected it first, a structure so vast it dwarfed continents, its surface covered in weapons that made nuclear arsenals look like children's toys. Fortress Prometheus, Anna's voice narrated. Constructed over 140 years. Hidden. Waiting. We didn't want to use it. We wanted to join your council as friends, as equals, as partners in exploring the universe. Her voice cracked slightly, revealing the first hint of emotion. You made that impossible. Alexander switched the feed again. This time, the screen showed the Council's invasion fleet, or what remained of it. Of the 3,000 warships that had entered Earth's system, fewer than 200 survived, fleeing in disarray. Humanity's defensive network had torn through their formation like a scythe through wheat. We studied you. Anna continued, her composure restored. For 30 years after we detected your first transmissions, we watched. We learned. We saw how the Council operated, how you conquered primitive worlds, extracted their resources, and left them as vassals. We saw what happened to species that couldn't defend themselves. She stepped forward, and the camera followed. Behind her, the ruins of the city told a story of sacrifice. Millions had died in the initial bombardment, but those deaths had galvanized humanity in ways the Council couldn't comprehend. So we prepared, Anna said. We built weapons in the darkness between worlds. We hardened our infrastructure. We created contingencies upon contingencies. And we waited, hoping we'd never need them, hoping you would prove us wrong. In the command center, Alexander received confirmation that the final phase was ready. His hand hovered over the activation control. Once he pressed it, there would be no going back. Humanity would become the very thing they had feared. Conquerors, destroyers, the monsters in the dark. Don't do it, Alex, his second-in-command pleaded. There has to be another way. Alexander thought of his sister, killed in the bombardment of New Geneva. He thought of the children who would never grow up, the lovers who would never meet, the dreams that had been incinerated in nuclear fire. They made their choice, he said quietly. Now we make ours. Anna's transmission reached its conclusion. In 30 minutes, 7 of your core worlds will experience what we experienced. Not bombardment. We're not savages. But your governments will fall. Your military infrastructure will be dismantled. Your ability to wage war will end. She leaned forward, her eyes boring into the camera. We warned you that humanity survived ice ages, plagues, world wars, and near-extinction events. We told you that our greatest strength wasn't our technology. It was our refusal to surrender, our capacity to adapt, our willingness to do whatever necessary to protect our own. The hologram zoomed out, revealing the full scope of Earth's military deployment. Thousands of ships, born in secret shipyards scattered across the solar system. Weapons platforms that bent the laws of physics. And at the center, Fortress Prometheus, its weapons arrays aimed at the heart of Council space. You dismissed our warnings, Anna said, her voice dropping to barely above a whisper. You called us primitives, barbarians, a species too young to matter. Now you'll learn what humanity has always known, that the most dangerous creatures in the universe aren't the ones with the biggest teeth or the most advanced technology. They're the ones with everything to lose and the will to ensure that if they fall, they don't fall alone. Alexander pressed the activation control. Across the solar system, human warships engaged their quantum drives, appearing simultaneously in orbit around 7 Council worlds. Not to attack, not yet, but to demonstrate that humanity's reach now extended far beyond their home system, that Anna's final words echoed through the Council chamber. This is humanity's last diplomatic message. The next communication you receive from us will be the terms of your surrender. We didn't want this war, but since you forced it upon us, we will end it, on our terms. You had 72 days to choose peace. You chose violence. Now face the consequences. The transmission ended in the silence that followed. Alexander stared at the tactical display, showing the deployment complete, successful, and utterly terrifying in its implications. Humanity had crossed a threshold they could never uncross. They had become something new, something terrible, but they had survived. And in the cold calculus of the universe, perhaps that was all that mattered. The Council had been warned. They had chosen not to listen. Now, as Anna had promised, it was too late for everyone.